43 children in the U.S. are diagnosed with cancer every day. For 2015, the National Cancer Institute budget was $4.93 billion. Childhood cancer research received roughly $198 million, or about 4% of that sum. I learned far too much about this topic when my nephew earned his anger wings due to DIPG, an aggressive and rare form of pediatric brain cancer. I also was touched again by it when my boss found out that her granddaughter was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia at the age of 5 in January of this year. With 43 new cases every day, the chances of it touching a child that you know and love is great. 15,780 new cases of pediatric cancer a year in the U.S. alone should make us stop and think that there needs to be more funding and research to try to eradicate this disease that is touching so many children. This is not just about one disease, this is about numerous types and subtypes of the same disease, all of which are touching our children in ways that shorten their lifespan drastically, if it does not completely end their life. Let's start with some facts about childhood cancer. In the U.S. alone, there are 15,780 children a year diagnosed with cancer. 10,450 new cases in children are aged 0 to 14. 5,330 new cases are adolescents aged 15 to 19. 1 in 285 children will be diagnosed with cancer this year alone. On average, 17% of children die within 5 years of diagnosis. 18% will die within 30 years of diagnosis. Those that survive the 5-year mark have an 8 times greater mortality rate due to the increased risk of liver and heart disease and increased risk of recurrence of the original cancer or secondary cancer. Those are scary numbers, considering we're talking about children with the greatest number of cases being before they're barely in the teens. Now let's talk about some of the costs of treatment. Childhood cancer is not just one disease. There are 12 major types of pediatric cancer and over 100 subtypes. The most common cancers in children are leukemia, brain and central nervous system, neuroblastoma, Wills tumor, lymphoma, and bone cancer. The average cost of a hospital stay for a child with cancer is $40,000. On average, pediatric hospitalizations for cancer cost almost 5 times as much as hospitalizations for other pediatric illnesses. This is a huge toll on families in general. Most people don't have that kind of money. They're not able to take off work in order to be able to be there constantly with their child. So it becomes an even greater financial burden when they can't be there every day because they have to go out and work. Even with insurance, it still doesn't make up for the lost wages and the lost income for these patients and their parents. Now let's talk about treatment and funding. With the growing number of pediatric cancer patients, there needs to be more funding. Since 1980, only 3 drugs have been approved for specifically use in children. Less than 8 drugs total, including 5 that can be used on adults as well, have been developed for use in children, period. In 2015, the National Cancer Institute budget was $4.93 billion. Of that, childhood cancer got 4%. A lot of these statistics are very scary when you think about it. We're not talking about adults, we're talking about children who should be much higher on the priority list of trying to end this disease. In all honesty, our children deserve better than this. The fact that so little is spent on researching a disease that is the number 1 disease killer of children in the U.S. is horrifying. Think of all the money raised for breast cancer awareness month. I'm sure you can tell me when that is, right? Can anyone tell me when childhood cancer awareness month is? Only 4% of research funding going to childhood cancer. We need to do better. Our children deserve better than 4%. In closing, I would like to say that we need to come together and raise awareness and funds to fight this disease. No family should have to sit in fear of how long their child is going to live because of this. As someone who has seen it from the inside, it is a horrific feeling when every doctor's appointment you are scared of news that it's going to tell you that your child is one step closer to no longer being alive. So let's raise awareness. Childhood Cancer Awareness Month is in September. So remember to wear gold to support all the children and families dealing with this, as well as to raise awareness for this horrible disease. I can show you firsthand what childhood cancer looks like. So here, this picture was taken 1 year ago. Her name is Joey Lynn. This is my boss's granddaughter, and I have permission to use these pictures. This is Joey Lynn today. She's on her third round of chemo. She has lost all of her hair. She still has to have a bone marrow transplant because of the leukemia in her system. This is my nephew Elric. Handsome little guy. This is Elric. He passed away when he was 10 years old from DIPG, which is a very rare, very aggressive form of pediatric brain cancer. It's for these kids that we need to do better in raising funds and raising awareness for this disease, because it doesn't just touch one family. It's literally a community of people who come together under the worst of circumstances. We have All Children's Hospital here in Tennessee, which is where my boss's granddaughter is getting her treatment. They're fabulous. They actually seem to be just taken over, but they were already a wonderful hospital, and it's very much a family atmosphere on the pediatric cancer wing, because a lot of times people don't understand, and you don't have as much support from people. So this is something we really need to raise awareness for, and that we really need to do better at. So as I said before, Childhood Cancer Awareness Month is in September. So remember to wear gold to support all the children and families dealing with this horrible disease. Thank you.